deal with airplane peanuts?
Over the last few weeks, every comedian has been talking about the ladies in space.
The ladies in space. I'm back on that too. That fired me up. I'm getting hit with videos of Katy Perry's dumbass.
From making jokes about it on stage, to roasting Katy Perry on podcasts, and even breaking down all the new conspiracies.
Just imagine the conspiracies if they didn't make it.
Yeah. Well, Pete, there's already people saying that they faked it, which I think is silly.
This video contains nearly 40 minutes of comedians all reacting to the Blue Origin space stunt, starting off with a quick overview of the entire situation from Josh Johnson.
I've been so fascinated by what has turned out to be Women's Week in Space. Could not have seen this coming. Truly could not have seen this coming. Okay, so basically, just to bring you up to speed in case you are just like living your life or whatever. There was a Blue Origin, they went up. I don't know what to call it. Because some people get offended when you call it a trip, but then other people get offended when you call it a mission. So it was a flight. It was a flight to space. So on this flight to space, on this Blue Origin flight to space, you had Carrie Ann Flynn, who's a film producer. You had Lauren Sanchez, who is Bezos' fiance. Aisha Bowe, I think that's how you pronounce her name. And she's an actual like aerospace engineer. And then you had Amanda Wynn, who is a bioastronautics researcher, which when I saw the words together, I was like, every once in a while you'll see somebody who has a job or a field of study that makes you feel dumber than is fair. Do you have it? Because you'll just be living your life and then they'll be like, I'm a bioastronautics researcher. And it's like, all right, is that Iron Man? What do you... So you had Carrie Ann Flynn, you had Lauren Sanchez, you had Aisha Bowe, you had Amanda Wynn, you also had Gayle King, and then you had Katy Perry.
How cool, because by the way, no one would hate you. You would have went to space, it would have been fun, and then no one would have hated you. Everyone hates you now. Everyone hates you. All you had to do was keep your mouth shut about a cool, rich thing you did, while the economy, by the way, the economy is crumbling. I mean, I don't know how else to say it. These are floating in outer space and trying to tell people that they did it for them. They like did it for the common good. By the way, this isn't one of these things where we're like women have gone to space, real space. Real women astronauts have gone to space who've been to space station. Wasn't a bitch in a space station who just got back. She was stuck up there for months and months. This bitch was in space 6 minutes or something, Katy Perry. And she's acting like she's the first slit to go to space. You are not the first slit in space. Slits have been going to space. I don't get it. It's the craziest thing in the world. Women have been in space. They've been in space. They've been stuck in space stations.
I would be so mad if I were a female astronaut that's just like, just this ugly science nerd, and she's just like, I crunch numbers, I know how rockets work, and then she's like, I don't even get to go to space.
Yeah.
And they're just like, yeah, we went up, it was all right. Like it was a restaurant.
Well, what about the girl that was stuck in the space station for a year, and not to be mean, scientific, smart, not the prettiest caramel corn in the basket.
Listen, I think out of all the women that have been in space the last 3 months, she's bottom tier. No offense, probably.
Yeah, but imagine her. She got about a half hour of press.
Yeah.
And she sacrificed a whole year doing legit science. I Kissed a Girl goes up for 3 minutes and comes down, and suddenly she's getting a Nobel Peace Prize and a pair of free Crocs.
It's not like a historical. It's not.
You did say that.
Yeah, they said it f***ing chimp. The Russian
Chimps
said
have already
chimps
been
to
up.
space. Sorry,
Yeah.
ladies, you guys missed the boat. It's also sad that they went to space and just did like Instagram.
Yeah.
They're just in there going like,
Katy Perry's standing in front of a camera instead of looking out at the universe.
yeah.
She's like, it's not about me. And then she's up in space, literally staring directly into a camera.
Especially once you say it's not about me, like for the 5th time, it's like, all right, it might actually be all about you.
Dude,
It actually
her singing up there.
Yeah,
Yeah, she
dude.
got up there and sang
What a Wonderful World.
Wonderful World.
What kind is that trending on Twitter right now?
That song?
Yeah, no, I'm saying just like going to space. The fact that they went to space is like,
Yeah, I think it was pretty
it's pretty
popular.
big.
Yeah, and I
Pretty
think
huge.
people are more just, they have our opinion about it.
Yeah, that
But
stunk.
they're like, that stinks. That sucked that we did that.
Yeah, and it also, yeah, just to be like, we're going to go to space just to like, for a movement for women to take up more space. It's like, dude, did you ever live with a woman? They're doing all right.
Yeah,
terms
that
of
space is
occupying-
instantly theirs.
Yeah, they're taking up space already.
It's like living with Lemaire.
1, 2, 3, take up space!
Oh, no. Oh, I didn't know they had an acronym or a fun phrase. I didn't know they had a tagline. Taking up space. Should have invited Lizzo.
What? Play this, please.
We can see the unity that we modeled and replicate that and understand that we weren't just taking up space, we were making space.
Okay, stop it for a minute. All they did was sit in a thing. That's literally all these bitches did, was sit in a little pod and then float. They did nothing. They didn't do a goddamn thing. They didn't build the f***ing rocket. You got invited to your friend's lake house and you had fun going tubing and eating s'mores. You don't go back to your other friends on the block and say, yo, you got back from Bill's lake house? Yeah, it was an important moment. We went tubing and ate s'mores. We stayed up till 3 a.m. And we realized that the unity that we built, it's like people be like, dude, you f***ing suck. They're trying to make you believe that these pointless rich adventures mean something to your shitty life. Continue.
For the future. And for me, like Gail said, this wasn't a ride, it wasn't a destination.
It was a ride.
A journey, and it was a supernatural one.
It's a literal ride. It's legitimately a ride. You can't say it wasn't a ride. That was all it was. You didn't discover anything. What are your findings, bitch? What did you discover? You have anything to tell us about the ozone layer? It was literally a ride. Get the video of them up floating, these bitches. Look at
I haven't
this.
seen it. I want to see it myself.
Does this look scientific?
1, 2, 3, take up space!
And if that exploded right then and there, if that exploded, I mean, look at Katy Perry. If that pod or that little module exploded right there, but we still got that video, it would be, I mean, this is crazy.
It was making me thinking about if that space shuttle with Katy Perry did explode, and her hit song was "You're a Firework." Would have been good.
That's criminal, dude. Sending all those babes into space is
Launching the babes.
That's reckless. If they died, wouldn't it technically be like reckless endangerment? Or, yeah, no, he'd probably get off.
He'd be all right.
Yeah, he'd get off.
He'd be like, change the law.
Yeah, true, true.
For sure.
How long do you think it takes for them to land back on Earth and slowly get their ear hairs probably slowly get back to normal, and they're like, why are you doing that? Why are you doing it that way?
Dude, think about having that over your babe. Like, we don't go anywhere anymore.
Oh yeah,
Took you to f***ing space, bitch.
yeah.
The astronaut fit sucked. You're up there for 10 minutes. What'd you eat? I was hungry. What? I didn't feel good because you kept me up all night with your f***ing snoring.
Yeah, you'd get like maybe a nice afternoon. You could send your babe down to
I
space.
guarantee in the car ride home, one of them was like, Gail was being a bitch. Gail was a fucking bitch the whole time we were in space.
She thought it was all about her. Not that it's all about me.
Not that it's all about me, but like, let's be honest. It was Katy Perry's trip.
You don't think women should go to space? Or you're like, you have one of those old-fashioned opinions, like, oh, if women are in space, who's making dinner? Well, I'm not that type of comedian. Oh, what are you thinking? Oh, they probably tried to go to the moon and then they got lost because they can't read maps, ended up in You're looking at me probably thinking Jeff Bezos paid $500 million to get some peace and quiet. I'm not that type of comedian. By the way, is that not hilarious that like girls across the board didn't even like that flight because they came back and they were like, girl power, we went to space, and every girl's like, go f yourself. Like, shut up, Katy Perry, you know what I mean? I think you can't do girl power stuff when the economy's bad, you know what I mean? A little bit. When the economy's good, you're like, we did this for women. When the economy's bad, they're like, women went to space. They're like, no, you went for space. I can't pay my rent. Like, that's the vibe a little bit right now. Hey, I don't like it if guys are like, I did this for men. I'd be like, what the f? Or maybe if things are going good, you take that. Like if everyone had a fun night and you and your boys are like having a good night and he comes back and he's like, dude, I got laid tonight. Everyone would be like, nice, you know? But if everyone in the crew hasn't got in 8 months, and then the one guy comes back like, I just had a threesome for us. He's like, smell my fingers, we got you'd be like, no, we didn't get pussy, you got pussy. And he's like, as a unit, men got some pussy.
If that thing blew up and if just Jeff Bezos' wife blew up with it,
Twitter thinks that the capsule's too clean. They don't think it was real, obviously.
Of course, Twitter doesn't think space is real. There's a whole community out there, hashtag space is fake.
They think birds aren't real.
Did they land? Is it over?
Yeah.
They did it?
Yep.
Yay. How'd they land? In the ocean?
On the desert.
How long
do
did they
land?
go for?
Parachutes.
They land with parachutes?
Yeah, I'll
so
find
the
out.
thing lands with a parachute?
I'll show you a video.
How long did they go for?
Very soft landing. Look at this. Here it is. Imagine from space, and the only thing we got to land you is a parachute. Like one of the oldest technologies. Wow.
You can hear him in there.
Blue Wars
screaming.
Wow. How long? How long were they up there?
I don't know. Not
Isn't
long.
it funny that they screamed? Do you think the men would scream like that? Would you and I scream like that if we landed?
Well, I don't know about you, but I know me.
My favorite part of the whole thing was when it landed, because, you know, Jeff Bezos' wife or his fiance was on there.
Yeah.
Who's such a second wife. She's just like built for sex. Like she's got like the fake face and the huge boobs, and she's just
possible. Yeah. I'm not going to refute that. It's possible. I'm
it's
sure she's
possible.
a great person, but
maybe a wonderful human being.
maybe something going on there.
Built for sex. And then she landed, and Jeff Bezos had such nerd get my pussy out of the spaceship energy where he's
Yeah.
like, get it out. And then he ate it. He fell.
Yeah,
face
he
first.
fell.
I love that.
Yeah,
One of
God.
the world's richest men.
Yeah, just
falling
flopped.
down.
Like such a macho moment.
Yeah.
And he trips.
He wanted to be there to be like,
yeah,
milady, when she opened the capsule, and he's like, boom, and then they all saw it out the window.
Well, you also got to throw this into the forensic files category. Like, you got Bezos. He's with this girl. She gets half if they get divorced.
Does she?
Well, she gets a lot.
I feel like this one coming in, because the last Bezos' ex-wife got half, and she's giving it away.
Right.
She's just fucking doling it out to anybody. I feel like the new one, the sex one, she is going to have a hard prenup to beat.
Right, but that's what I'm talking about. No matter what it is, when you're at his level, you can't do the the antifreeze and the Gatorade thing. You can't do the she fell in the shower. You got to do the 23 billion. Whoops, the rocket ship malfunctioned way up there. Oh well, on to the next.
He goes, which pop stars do I want to take out? He goes, Katy Perry, put her on there. Gayle King said some mean things about me. And then when they came back, he was like, no.
Yeah. Well, you got to put people in where they're sort of the cover. Like, he's actually got to have no animosity with them.
True.
To kind of mask what his forensic file murder plot is.
That's true.
When you're the richest guy in the world, your murder has to cost a lot. So maybe it was that. I'm just saying.
It's going to cost a lot to save a lot. That's
Bingo.
why he's doing it.
Bingo.
That's why when he manipulated,
Thank you, Charles Schwab Jr. I love it.
This is going to cost you a lot.
To save a lot.
But you're going to save a lot.
It's literally Jeff Bezos sending his new chick and some of her famous friends to space on basically the world's most expensive rich guy car. And people be like, oh, the backlash is not because they're women. The backlash is because there's going to be backlash to space tourism for billionaires. I think that's it's somewhat understandable. It's just funny to watch because they're all like, "Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. You couldn't get a reservation at the space restaurant." That's like what it feels like. Is it's like a bunch of ladies being like, "Oh, you're just jealous you couldn't get a fucking reservation to catch LA." And it's like, "No, I'm just criticizing your entire lifestyle. I'm not saying I wouldn't do it."
The attitude these people had when they landed in a spaceship was that people should thank them for some sacrifice they made. And here's Katy Perry talking about how space can affect change or whatever. This is just, again, I don't even care that they did it. I don't care. I'm not offended that you went to space. Jeff Bezos is a rich guy. This is rich guy shit in 2025. His bitch is like, I want to go to space and I want to bring my friends into space. Life never changes that much from when you are in 9th grade and you get invited to a party and you're excited about it because you're going to a popular kid's house that maybe has a big pool or they're a jock or people like them and you get excited. Life doesn't really change that much. You got this rich bitch, Bezos' wife, and she's got her huge tits blasting into space and she's got her friends and she can call them and go, would you like to go on my spaceship? And they do that. And that's all fine and good. That's all fine and good. Don't, number one, get the cameras out. What are we doing? Get the cameras. How cool would it be to be, nobody knows how to do this, right? You should be on the spaceships secretly. We want to do, what a story. We went to space last week. This whole idea that you have to explain all the cool shit you do to people that can never even dream of doing it and then wonder why they all hate you is crazy. Just do it quietly. Is there anything cooler than just lying to your significant other and go, I'm taking a girls' weekend, and then showing them the video and go, we were in space. Let it leak out a year later. The gayest thing in the world, not gay, that's fine, but gay in the way of like, annoying and like, you know, whatever, is to tell people what you did right after you did it and try to make it seem important. The coolest people in the world keep things kind of close to the vest. That's what celebrities used to do. Now they tell you everything they're doing. I think these celebrities think they can talk about everything that isn't illegal. Because a lot of them they've probably been party to so much illegal shit and these crazy parties before cell phones and God only knows what people were doing. Like they'd find some drifter and start barbecuing it in the back of some Hollywood Hills house. That they can't talk about. They can't talk about many of them on the Epstein list, but they really want to tell you about space as if you give a f***. You're supposed to be working your second shift at a supermarket and on your busted screen iPhone watch Katy Perry, this out-of-touch bitch, talk about the sacrifice and how important it was that she went up to space for 15 minutes?
If everybody did it and didn't say a thing about it, much cooler.
Yeah.
Instead of coming back and kind of shaming us, kind of making us be the dicks. They're like, well, you guys we left. We thought you'd be cool. We came back 11 minutes later and you're still dicks.
Yeah.
Like that was a weird take.
Yeah.
The take that we ruined it. Was weird. I thought
that we ruined it.
Yeah,
the take that it's our fault that we didn't like it.
Yeah, it is a little bit our fault that we didn't like it. Well, you know what? You guys. Yeah. I was like, oh, that was bold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what it was? This is what I don't think sometimes the internet can tell you what they find gross about it easily and derivatively because they know what other people are saying. And so they give a hot take because they feel like that's what the internet's giving. But I'll tell you what was what they couldn't articulate properly. These women, when they walked out of the space shuttle, space astronaut machine.
The Blue Origin capsule, which was unscorched.
They each
and has a screen door, basically.
Yeah, that was a pretty light door.
Hey now. The door is made out of like straight up paper mache, and it basically does this. Okay.
It looked like an RV door.
It really is a listless little thing, but I'm not a conspiracy guy. The door was weird.
Each women, and it started with Katy Perry, gave their I have a dream large one man step for mankind moment. Like they each were they were ready to be immortalized.
Right. And a closer connection To love.
To love.
That was like cracking me up. The defense of it, I was watching Gayle King because they got back and they thought
They thought
the
shit was
world
sweet.
would be like, my heroes.
They thought shit was sweet, dude.
They came down and literally the whole world was like, shut the f up. And they were mad. And they were like, well, just for your information, the Blue Origin mission is to get like trash from Earth and send it into outer space. So joke's on you. And we were raising awareness. It's like, bro, Bezos owns a newspaper. He can raise awareness.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to send.
Yeah. Could have been in WAPO.
He could have said, I mean, dude, if he's going to try, or if he's going to like really grab attention, there's other, no offense to them, dude, but there's other babes. It'd be like me going somewhere and being like, we're just raising awareness. They'd be like, okay, dude.
Yeah, there could have been,
Sure.
there could have been better babes.
Better babes.
Better babes. That's what we wanted.
Different bunnies, man. They could have grabbed some different bunnies.
What if they just took the last 6 babes of the week? Just launched 10 deformed ladies with huge asses.
But yeah, that's, so that's jokes on us. They're raising awareness about sending trash to outer space. It's also like,
see how that works.
Yeah, send the trash then. If you guys want to raise awareness, blast trash in outer space. That'd be sick. And although how much trash are you going to get up into outer space?
Yeah, it doesn't seem too feasible.
Yeah, like, dude, I just one dumpster.
We should just keep dumping in the ocean. F it.
True.
Well, what's interesting is, there's this stereotype that women can't drive.
Yeah.
And I didn't say it, but a lot of people say it.
It's out there.
And did you notice it's the only space capsule that didn't splash into the ocean? Like, landed in the middle of the desert?
Yeah.
Like, I'm just saying.
They go, ladies, it's called the splashdown for a reason.
Right. Like, oceans are bigger than land on planet Earth, and they missed it. Okay,
They went. But what's funny is, did you hear the audio once they got into space? It was just like all of them going, "Oh my god!
Was
my
it?
god!" And you're like, "This isn't."
They were masturbating.
Yeah, they were all flicking their beans.
Oh my god!
Oh, I'm gonna fucking squirt. The part that makes me laugh is Katy Perry started singing.
Oh god!
And that's where you're like, "Shut up."
You know what? You ever remember that old movie Alien in Space? No one can hear you scream.
Yeah,
How about no one can hear you sing? Shut up. But what I love is
no one can hear you sing,
and no one wants to hear you sing. And now that we think of it, no one on earth wants to hear you sing.
One of my favorite things was at every stage, there's just so many. There's so many shots of Katy Perry floating in front of the camera that were genuinely very fun. Like, they're like, someone will just be in the middle of like, and then Katy Perry. Man, yeah. That was great. That was dope. Like, and she just had stuff too. There was one point she had this daisy, and I was like, all right, yeah, I guess. She had like her tour set list there. I was like, y'all let Katy bring anything she want on the flight. That's wild. Man. I was half expecting Katy to bring a picture of Katy up there. And they were having fun up there, It was nice to see people, have fun. Then they came down and everybody was so mad. Everybody was so mad at them. Everybody treated those 6 women like they were another reboot of an all-female Ghostbusters. Everybody. People were so mad at them. They landed and people were like, why'd you go in space? Why were you floating, Katy? Like, geez, sorry. Man. And admittedly, they got out, and I did see Katy's interview. Right when she got out of the craft, and look. All right. I'm gonna do my best. Okay. I know when somebody is like annoying or odd online and you say one thing, you're one person that says one thing, it's not in your mind that big of a deal because you're one person saying one thing. You might not even be saying anything that nasty. You're one person saying one thing. But if 10 million people all say something, we are now piling on one person who didn't do anything but be, I don't know, I guess a little tone deaf or annoying or whatever, right? So quickly, what could have been like a couple people being like, that's not it, turned into the entire internet being like, oh, send her back. That's me quoting Wendy's. You know Wendy's, the sandwich company. You know Wendy's of baked potato fame? Wendy's. Wendy's was like, send her back. And then even, Katy's team shot back at Wendy's like, how dare you wish death on Katy Perry? It's like, all right, both of y'all need to chill because she didn't die the first time. They said send her back.
Hey, did you hear Katy Perry went into outer space today?
Yeah.
I was like, I hope they leave her there. I don't like her music. She's so annoying.
Really?
Yeah. You don't think she's the most annoying?
No.
I was like, bitch, stay in space.
That's really?
Yeah.
I didn't feel like that at all.
Yeah, she's super annoying.
How is she annoying?
I don't know. I've seen her host that show where they rate singers and stuff. She's just like obnoxious, like too much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She can't not be the center of attention all the time
So
on that
Gail
show.
King,
Gail
Lauren
can come
Sanchez.
back down. I like Gail. Katy can stay in space.
What about Lauren?
Who's Lauren?
Jeff Bezos' sweetheart.
I guess. I don't want him to suffer. He's already been divorced, and he's in such good shape.
That's a factor.
Yeah, he worked hard.
There they are.
Yeah,
Those are the broads in space right now.
And you know what's so funny too is like they made such a big deal that it's women,
Yeah.
and they all had to ring a bell before they got on.
I know,
this.
and
was
I like that they called it space crew.
Yeah, they're
as
not doing
opposed to
shit.
passengers.
Yeah,
they're just
not doing anything.
passengers.
Yeah, what are you doing? You're sitting there in a
Yeah.
a tight bodysuit, and that's the accomplishment.
Yeah, you're just a passenger.
Yeah, it's not, and you didn't build the spaceship. You're not an engineer.
No, of course
you didn't
not.
do anything.
You're just going to sit and go for a ride.
Yeah.
What kind of underwear do you think goes under the spacesuit? These specific spacesuits.
Oh, I guarantee it was branded.
For sure,
I'm
it is.
sure
It's
they had a deal.
Kardashians.
They
It's
had a
got to be
deal. Yeah, it's gotta be Skims.
Skims and
It's gotta be
Spanx.
Skims.
Skims and Spanxin.
Yeah.
Skims and Spanxin. Yeah.
By the way,
gotta be
immediately bring Playboy back. Do a fucking photo shoot of all of them naked.
Yeah,
I'd buy it.
Yeah.
I'm only looking at two.
Yeah. No, I'm
Bezos,
aware.
his
You
wife,
just said
and-
all of them, and I'm like, yeah.
I wouldn't mind seeing Amanda win.
Also, Bezos, for all of that work, he just looks like a trash man. He has like the body of like a Philadelphia trash man. He's on like billions of dollars of TRT and gene therapy.
Just to become a WAP. He's transformed. He's fully just a guy at Wawa.
I know.
That's all he is. That might have been the biggest attempt to get rid of your wife ever. Just being like, I built this spaceship. I'm going to launch you up there.
Yeah, man.
With Gail King.
Yeah, and it's fucked up because he'd have another wife pretty fast. If he blew his wife up in outer space.
Yeah, he'd have a wife before the rubble hit Earth. He was probably bummed out when he saw that thing landing.
Yeah.
I was almost out of that one.
What I thought was interesting is, it's a craft full of women.
Yeah.
And we get it, it's women, but just to hammer it over the head, they stuffed them in a giant vibrator.
They're like, shoot this dildo to the sky.
We have the rabbit liftoff in 5, 4,
Just
3.
jiggling. It's like, I wonder if their seats were shaking.
Oh,
And
they
they're
had to be. Yeah.
Gail King's coming. She's
Yeah.
like, "Oh, fucking
It
bus."
was just an 11-minute cum ride. Yeah.
That was Project Cum Ride.
Yeah, that was what
when
it
you
was
find
called.
the folder, and
Yeah.
it's like CUM. That's a wild way to spell this project.
Well, that's why they wore the wetsuits. Did you notice? Like astronauts have these big white. These guys had skin tight wetsuits.
Like,
but
we're gonna be filling this thing with lady cum.
I'm like, if you're gonna send like a giant sex toy into space, at least send it all the way to Uranus. You know what I mean? Like
send the dildo all the way
all
to the butt.
yeah.
Let it get some.
Let
Get through one of the rings.
Yeah, one of the
just let it penetrate.
Anus's first ring.
Yeah.
Just basic. If you're on a Delta flight to Hawaii, did they go that much higher? Like maybe they went an Empire State Building higher. Like they were in there for I think 11 minutes.
Yeah.
And Space Mountain at Disneyland is 3.5 minutes.
So
who really went to space and who didn't?
Who's got the real science?
Right?
Is it Disney or NASA?
Yeah.
But also
Like-
they were they were weightless for 4 minutes, and the whole entire thing took 11 minutes.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah, and
soup
it's
to
what,
nuts.
3 minutes up, 3 minutes down.
4 minutes of hanging. And flying
and
around.
Space Mountain's 3 minutes. A good log ride's 2.5. I mean, come on.
You got a solid flume going?
Yeah,
You're looking
like-
at 5.5 minutes.
Like, honestly, dude.
That's how they broke it down for their
Yeah.
lady brains.
Yeah, like
they
they-
went, this is just a flume ride.
Yeah. They didn't go to Mars. They didn't colonize Mars. They didn't land on the moon. They literally sort of peaked into the upper atmosphere.
Yeah.
I think the mushroom cap of the dildo got into orbit.
And they went,
and
then
then
they went
right back
in.
down.
Yeah, they're
and
like,
crashed in the desert.
sorry, I lost it fast.
Yeah.
Is this the rocket was apologizing
Yeah.
the whole time?
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry, that was supposed to go a lot longer. Let it go deep.
The real chitty bang bang.
Sorry, I just got so excited. Katy was singing, and it made me
God.
lose it.
Maybe they were supposed to stay longer. And she started singing. They're like a jack. It's supposed to be a 2-day mission.
Someone just grabbed the fucking steering wheel. They go, this bitch is obnoxious.
Yeah.
It's got to suck to be around her for the next week. Anybody
Yeah.
that's like, because then you sit down with her and she's like, you have no idea what space is like.
Yeah.
And you're like, I don't. It's like when someone goes on vacation.
Yeah.
And they come back and you're like, I don't care.
Yeah, and I also wonder too, like with zero gravity, right? With Katy, if you're already an airhead, like what floats in your head? Does like nothing float up to the top, or does it?
Is that when she has her smartest thoughts?
Yeah,
Is the
maybe.
brain finally go like, she goes like, oh. She has that moment of
yeah.
realization. She goes, I'm pretty insufferable.
Maybe I shouldn't sing ever.
Maybe I'm a phony. And then it starts going down and she's
Yeah.
like, and we're in space.
Wow.
Like it broke like that. Like at
I kissed the outer atmosphere and I liked it.
You loved it.
I loved it. I cried.
Okay.
I cried, and my dad was
I
watching.
want to
it.
hear so much more about how that made you cry.
Okay. Okay, I'll tell you why. Okay,
Mhm.
this is for real. I'm not, and I'm now. Listen, as a comic, I'm
No,
a
I love
contrarian.
that you're going against literally every thinking person in the world right now on this.
That's why I don't talk about politics, because all of my opinions are very true to who I am and how I feel, and they're always very sensitive and they're always very
No,
raw.
you're a good.
So this is what did it for me.
I wouldn't be here if I thought you were as scary as you seem.
I'm gonna take another sip
Is
of
that-
wine
yeah,
before I
same here.
overshare.
Well, let's go because this could be. Oh Jesus!
By the way, hang on. I watched it on replay Sunday morning, right? So I already knew the ending.
Why?
So I'm on the treadmill and I was like, and my dad's in my gym. My dad's at my desk. I'm on the treadmill. And I turn it on, and and you see the Kardashians and Oprah, and everyone's sitting in the waiting room, in like the
And all
viewing
the,
area.
all the, let's be honest, the dudes who are piloting the thing from the. Have you seen a picture of all the guys?
Yeah.
We keep that real quiet.
So, and I thought, okay, then maybe I'll write a bit about this. Let me watch it. And so I start watching it, and they start to take off, and I go, that's pretty cool, man. Rockets are pretty badass. And then this is what got me.
The flower.
No,
The tiny daisy.
No, Thomas, I only saw the exterior shot. I never saw interior.
Oh.
I never saw any interior. I only watched exterior. So it was the speed and the height is what got me. And then I started going like, they're going like 1,700 miles per hour, and they're at 330,000 feet in the air. And I just started going like, holy shit, what a crazy experience. Life wasn't guaranteed. And I was thinking about the fragility of life.
Sure.
And then
That's
all
good.
these
I like
things.
that, yeah.
I got emotional, and my dad's watching. He goes, this is stupid.
Did you cry at this?
I cried.
The cynicism on this is off the charts. You know, at some point it's like, okay, what do we want the billionaires to do? You know what I mean? Like the billionaires are saying like, oh, I'm sorry. Did you not want hot chicks in space? wearing spacesuits that showed a little cleave? Have you nerds not been, did you not grow up jerking off to Layla and Futurama, the one-eyed monster with the big ooh-ahs? Like, we're trying to give you what you want. I thought you wanted hot chicks and futuristic spacesuits in space. I thought that's what you wanted. That's what Jeff Bezos is saying. Jeff Bezos is like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm a nerd. I start Amazon. I give you guys shit for free. Then I turn into a jack guy who leaves his wife for some kind of like plasticky chick. Did you not want me to be jacked and bang chicks with big fake tits? Or not? Like, I'm sorry. I've been watching the movies you guys watch. I've been watching the shows you guys watch. I'm trying to give you what you want. Did you not want bitches in the black hole? Did you not want girls of the galaxy? Did you not want to send these ladies to the Milky Way? I thought this is what you wanted. It's got to be such a frustrating time to be a billionaire.
I love that I saw a thing.
I'm a woman.
That
It makes it
Lauren,
worse.
Sanchez.
Yeah.
She's wearing like high heels. And
Yeah.
she had her zipper open for most of
Sure.
the promos for this. She's
She's
so
an
about just
astronaut.
looking hot.
She's an astronaut.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so brutal. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, none of these. If these women were like scientists or physicists or something,
Yeah.
they're just like hot women in space. Is that what we're?
That's all they are, man.
Gail King is probably the only one. I don't know. I'm not familiar with everyone else, but she actually does stuff. Like she's
You know
got a
what I
brain in her
like?
fucking.
I really like that this is a diverse group of women.
Me too.
Because Lauren is Latin.
Yeah.
Katie's white. I see an Asian lady, 2 black ladies. It really, I'm just like, oh,
Me too. But you know what, Tom? A little ableist. I don't see anybody.
I know. How come no one's in a chair or
disability.
signing or anything?
And I'll bet you something else.
Then I'd be like,
I'll
oh,
bet you that spacecraft isn't even equipped for wheelchairs.
That's so, yeah.
Huh? What about neurodivergent? I don't see anybody with autism.
Nope. It's really
This is
fucked
so
up.
fucked up.
It is fucked up, man.
Women. Women supporting women.
Women supporting women.
Of course it's frivolous and gratuitous. Of course. It's a publicity stunt. They had a bunch of hot ladies. They flew them off into space, and then they landed. Yay. Now you've been to space. But basically, you're in space for like 10 minutes. That's what the flight was. It probably cost $1 billion to fly people into space for 10 minutes.
Wow. Do you know how many clubs you could have bought me?
Yeah. How many golf clubs?
How many golf clubs?
You know what they're trying to cover up?
What?
The whole Katy Perry, she was launched into space.
But what are they trying to cover up?
They're trying to like ease away from what's going on. It's on my TikTok.
Oh my God, I'm so okay. You know what I mean? I always think I'm like really f***ed up.
Or you go, how is he alive? I mean, 28 years, and
But he's
how,
also a very kind guy.
no, that's not.
I'm sorry. I'm just.
yeah.
I feel sensitive.
But how is he alive? Is what I'm saying.
Because I stay away from danger.
Oh wow,
Jesus.
Yeah, but I didn't even
Get
know.
out of the business.
Yeah, it's
Stop
all
being
danger.
a comedian.
It's all danger.
You're,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
a second away from dying in this business.
At Joke World. That's it. At Joke World.
And the world is WRLD.
That's a great YouTube channel, Joke World. Check it out.